Hi guys, we're back again. Going to do another spooky reaction video. Let's hope it's a good creepy one that we haven't seen before. We're going back to Sir Spooks channel. If you wouldn't mind following the link in the description and dropping him a sub, I'd be grateful for that. Show him some appreciation for his content. And if you wouldn't mind hitting the thumbs up on this video as well, try and draw some views in and show some love here, I'd be grateful for that as well. Thank you very much. This video is called These Videos Made My Blood Run Cold. I can't even speak. I put my teeth in. As I said, let's hope it's stuff we haven't seen. And let's hope we get scared, shall we? Let's get the cans on. Give it a watch. Hope it's a good one.
Hello everyone, my name is Sir Spooks. Tonight we're going to take a closer look at 11 unsettling videos.
That looks like an old one.
With their own peculiar mystery. I'll share my thoughts along the way. Subscribe if you're drawn to the unexplained. Let's begin.
Here we go. That first one did look familiar though. I think we've seen that one sometime ago.
The first video we're checking out today comes from the TikTok account Dude My House is Haunted. A pretty great name, especially considering what's caught on camera. The clip starts with the uploader explaining how he was walking through the kitchen when he saw a cabinet door slowly creak open on its own. He's mid-story when something strange happens again.
But sometimes I could unplug it and plug it back in and it would stop doing it, but now it's making this. Whoa! Okay, see, I didn't even move. I wasn't even moving.
Sure enough, the exact same cabinet swings open by itself, just like he described. He even opens the cabinet to show there's nothing inside and no rigging or strings that might explain it. That alone would be eerie enough, but then something else kicks in to take things up a notch.
See, that snap's closed. Alright. See? That's the freaking noise. Oh my freaking god. Alright. Creepy crap going on in the house. Oh, man. Alright.
Out of nowhere, the freezer lets out a loud, jarring noise that causes him to jump.
It's like the ice machine
kind of sound
or whatever
that could
it
have
is.
a rational explanation, maybe a mechanical quirk, but given the timing, it definitely feels like part of something larger. What's especially...
It sounds like the dispenser, ice or water dispensers trying, but nothing's happening.
Actually unsettling here is how casual and quiet the setting is. Just an ordinary kitchen during a quiet moment. There's no dramatic build-up, no spooky lighting, just something unexplained happening in plain view. Could this be nothing more than a hoax using fishing line or editing? Maybe, but the simplicity of it all is what makes it so effective. The same can be said about most TikTok ghost videos. If this footage is real, there might be more going on in that house than a few random noises.
Possible. Creepy. Well, the noise, I think it's just, looks like it's possibly got an ice dispenser. So it might be like the grinder trying to do something when there's nothing there or jammed or something, I don't know. But creepy nonetheless. Let us know your thoughts.
A video posted to YouTube all the way back in January of 2013 by a user known as Brun9711 shows a kid playing around with the Tech Deck skateboard. Oh, the nostalgia. So far, everything seems normal,
A while ago.
but just as he's getting into it and having fun, something unexpected and downright eerie occurs.
Okay, I thought initially it would maybe just be in his foot, but I don't think that was the case.
Out of nowhere, the chair in the kitchen suddenly scrapes backward, as if being pulled by an invisible force. It's loud enough to startle everyone, and especially the family cat, who immediately bolts in fear. The kid just sits there, stunned, staring at what just happened. Then, right at the very end of the video, something else unsettling occurs.
Sí. Tipo, este aquí teta.
Okay.
A door slams shut on its own with no one in sight. The combination of events, first the chair, then the door, suggests this may not have been a one-off fluke. There's a genuine sense of progression to the activity, almost like something is making its presence increasingly known. Of course, there are rational explanations worth considering.
Again, like the string theory there around the chair, it looks like it's pulling behind the telly. There's loads of other wires and shit there, so surely some of them would move if there was something sort of interfering.
Some viewers might
Well, they
point to
don't
the
seem to.
possibility of a fishing line or string being used to pull the chair.
Like, if it's coming under here, then wait, it sort of comes this way, doesn't it? Sort of, well, my hand. It sort of comes this way across. So surely if there was a string, some of this bonfire would move. I don't know. The door could just be clever acting because it seems to look away, but this if it is string, then surely some of this would have been interfered with as well while it was pulling or whatever. I don't know. Just my 2 cents worth.
And while that can't be ruled out entirely, there's nothing obvious in the footage to indicate where such a line would be pulled from. It all looks and feels very organic. Also worth noting is the cat's response. Animals are often believed to be more sensitive to strange energies or subtle changes in their environment, and the way this one bolts the moment the chair moves adds another layer of intrigue. Ultimately, this is one of those clips that sits in a grey area. Maybe explainable, maybe not, but one thing's for sure, the poor kid probably didn't touch a tech deck again for a long time after this.
Old school.
A man named Buyback posted this eerie video to his TikTok account in May of 2025. The footage was captured by a home security camera in the middle of the night, and what it shows is both strange and unsettling. The video begins by showing the homeowner's property under cover of darkness. At first, everything seems calm, but then this happens.
The hell?
किन बस्यो है
स्लो गरे मैले फेरि धेरै स्लो हुन्छ भनेर छोडी गम्बुट लाछ है
कपाल जिग्रिन
ओ ओ
कपाल उड्यो
यो मान्छे
कपाल उड्यो छाया छाया जस्तो छ हैन
गम्बुटबाट माथि क्लियर देखिँदैन नि के
फेरि यो त कपाल उडेको जस्तो
That's bizarre, that line.
अरु केटाहरु आउँछ सर्लकै देख्छ फेरि
If you look closely, you'll see what appears to be the figure of a ghostly woman
Look closely.
silently walking across the property. She lingers for nearly a full minute before the footage abruptly cuts off, leaving behind more questions than answers. There's something especially eerie about how calm and purposeful her movements seem. Not erratic or playful, but deliberate, as if she knew where she was going. Some viewers have speculated that it may have just been a real person distorted by a low-light camera quality,
Possible.
which can often make shadows and clothing appear more ethereal than they are. Still,
rest doesn't
the
seem
figure's
too
pale,
bad, though.
hazy appearance and slow pacing feel undeniably ghostly. Who was this mysterious woman? Was she
Creepy.
simply passing through? Was she lost or searching for something or someone? Or maybe even in the afterlife,
Sort of
she's
translucent
just
as well.
committed to
It's-
getting her steps in. Let me know your theories down below.
That's just strange. And like I say, she seems to be. There's parts where she seems to be like faintly translucent, but I thought they was going to disappear when they got to this point, but they did continue on eventually. But that's strange, that one, eh? Just someone out for a walk, do you think?
TikTok user Win McPix posted video to his account on July 20th, 2023, where he starts off by saying that something is watching him. According to the uploader, he was just trying to relax and play some video games at home when he began noticing something odd repeatedly passing by his window.
I'm sure we'll see this one some time ago.
He sets his phone camera down to record himself while gaming. And sure enough, something does happen.
Something keeps passing by this window. I've just propped up the phone here and I'm gonna play. If you're walking by my office, I want you to knock it off.
Suddenly, he grabs the phone and begins walking around, calling out into the house and telling whatever might be there to knock it off. But if it was a spirit, it apparently didn't take kindly to being told what to do.
Holy. Is that you making all that noise back there? Just think so. Just closing doors.
Man.
You need to get out. Dude. Will you knock it off, please?
Demon.
Objects begin to fly across the room in a burst of chaotic movement. Then, one of the doors opens on its own, and just before it closes again, you can make out a shadowy, human-like figure standing in the room.
You gotta get out. You're gonna lock yourself in the laundry room again? You're not leaving?
If you pause at just the right moment, the silhouette is undeniably chilling. In fact, here's a frame from the video. The figure appears to be standing motionless, partially cloaked in the darkness of the hallway. It's subtle, but that's exactly what makes
This is a bit more elaborate than what we've seen in the past. I'm sure we just saw the shadow moving about in the past, but that's gotta be doctored in somewhere, that, like, isn't it?
it so creepy. Some viewers
It is creepy, granted, it's pretty fucked up, but it's got to be some sort of elaborate hoax, as they say.
have speculated that the shadow figure could have been added with visual effects, possibly by masking the figure behind the door frame and blending it into the dark environment to make it look seamless. The lighting and perspective here would definitely make such an effect more convincing. Still, even knowing that, it doesn't take away from how eerie the moment feels. Whether it's a real haunting or a cleverly executed hoax, this clip certainly captures the imagination. What do you think? Visual trickery or something paranormal?
I don't know, before, when it was just that initial going past the window of the office, it seemed quite legit, but in retrospect with the add-ons, not so sure about that one anymore. And of course, just let us know if you think I'm wrong. Number 7.
Over on TikTok, a woman named Sandra shares that ever since her mother passed away, she's been experiencing some truly strange activity inside her house, and it's understandably starting to freak her out. In the video, we see Sandra filming inside a bedroom, and almost immediately, something unusual takes place.
They keep happening in my house since my mom passed away.
Okay.
Like, why?
One of the drawers begins to slowly open all by
I
itself.
thought the
Sandra then
thing
moves
was gonna
closer to
fold
show there's nothing around. No
Yep, put
strings,
away.
fans, or pets that could be causing this to happen. It's an eerie moment, made all the more unsettling by how calmly it plays out. But what's even more fascinating is the timing of what happens next.
I looked underneath the drawer, I looked behind it, there's nothing making it pop out. It seems like it's when I bring up my mom that something happens. Mom? Okay, that's fucking weird.
That's pretty bizarre, like.
Just a second or two after Sandra calls out for her mom, the drawer opens once again, almost like a direct response. The timing is incredibly specific and raises all sorts of questions. Of course, as always, it's possible this could be staged using something like fishing wire, though as with many of these types of videos, no such setup is visible. But if we take it at face value, this could be a touching and subtle form of communication between mother and daughter from beyond the grave. It's one of those clips that manages to feel both unsettling and oddly comforting at the same time. What do you think? Is this paranormal or just a well-executed trick?
Would you want to bring up our mother in that manner? And does her profile indicate anything that she might be fishing for views and stuff? That's the question. It doesn't seem it from that sort of brief glimpse into the account there, but that's weird, man. Weird.
Over on the Ghost subreddit, a user known as the Proof Seekers shared a video that captures some genuinely unsettling activity taking place inside someone's bedroom, and in the middle of the day, no less. The footage comes from a locked-off camera aimed at the room. At first, nothing seems to be happening. It looks like your average, quiet bedroom, but that changes very quickly. Without warning, a strange, whispery yet deep voice can be heard saying hello from somewhere nearby. It's brief, but
I thought it said
definitely
you.
eerie. Unfortunately, there isn't much context given in the post. Still, the lack of explanation doesn't make the clip any less creepy. In fact, it might make it worse. The voice is clear enough to be heard distinctly, but there's no visual indication of where it's coming from. That's what really unsettles people. Commenters were quick to weigh in. Some called the voice the stuff of nightmares, while others wondered if maybe it could have come from a video game or television playing in another room. But nothing in the clip suggests a plausible source for the voice. So what do you think? Could this have been a random, explainable sound picked up at just the right moment? Or is it something more sinister? One thing's for sure, that voice doesn't sound like anything you'd want to hear when you're home alone.
Yeah, to me it definitely sounds like you or something along those lines as well. But the whole television in another room thing, you'd hear a lot more than just that, I would have thought, if that was the case. Was the room behind the camera for someone to stand, or didn't seem to be much in the reflections, but it's hard to tell really. But let us know your thoughts on that one. I haven't seen that one before, so that's pretty creepy.
This next video comes to us from a YouTuber known as Bag John, who uploaded this eerie footage to his channel all the way back in May of 2008. In the first clip, we see the uploader walking around his house, seemingly attempting to bless the kitchen, and that's when things begin to take a seriously creepy turn.
Okay. I nearly said that's obviously strange because it just sort of come straight forward and fell off. But that other thing jumping up and down is a bit bizarre, like.
Out of nowhere, multiple objects are seen getting tossed to the floor by what appears to be an invisible force. Meanwhile, the camera starts making odd static noises that seem to intensify the chaos. The uploader's reaction, visibly shaking and breathing rapidly, makes it clear he's completely
Whatever that
rattled
is
by the
jumping up and down
experience.
there is pretty
Then the
creepy,
video
like.
cuts off. But it doesn't end there. A follow-up was posted not long after, this time showing footage from a stationary camera positioned inside the same kitchen. And what it captures is pretty chilling.
What's with these sound effects, man? Really?
If you look closely, a strange, ghostly figure appears to move across the kitchen before vanishing into thin air. It's a blink and you'll miss it moment, but it's definitely noticeable once pointed out. Of course, there's always the chance that the moving objects in the first video could have been staged with fishing line or clever off-camera manipulation. As for
They could have. The chopping board thing, though, seems to sort of come forward from the bottom and then flip off from the top, so I don't know what all that was about. And then that other thing jumping up and down on the countertop was a bit bizarre, but after seeing the second part, I think someone's done the homework here, like.
the second part, some might argue the ghostly figure was added in post-production or could be a trick of light and compression artifacts. However, if this was all pulled off as a hoax back in 2008, it would have required a decent level of planning and skill, given the limited tools available at the time. So what do you think? Was this a genuine case of paranormal interference during a home blessing, or something more explainable behind the scenes? Either way, it's certainly one of the more memorable poltergeist clips from YouTube's earlier days.
Yeah, I think that's a bit of an early YouTube special, that one, like. Let us know if you think I'm wrong.
In June of 2025, TikTok user Kyle Anthony posted a video claiming that strange, unexplained events had been occurring in his home, specifically in the basement.
Notice the account author, I write books.
In the video, Kyle begins by walking through his house with his phone, making his way to the basement. His cat, noticeably on edge, seems to confirm that something isn't right. If you listen carefully, faint knocking can be heard coming from below. Kyle opens the basement door and peers down the stairs. At first, everything seems normal, but then this happens.
The heck is that? Is that you? What the heck is that? I guess that wasn't you, was it? Are we doing this again?
That looks a bit concerned, like.
Anyway, I don't know. What in the heck?
While Kyle scans the staircase, a ghostly child's voice can suddenly be heard coming from somewhere down below.
What is it hearing? Only
Moments
very
later,
faintly.
there's the sound of rapid footsteps coming
the
up the
footsteps.
stairs, despite no one being visible. In the second video, Kyle investigates the attic. The clip begins with the attic door making strange sounds, as though something is lightly knocking or shifting behind it. Kyle then climbs up into the space.
Strange sounds. I think we've seen this part.
All right, for any of y'all who don't believe that this is real, then I'm just making it up. I'm about to prove it to you.
Once inside, the attic appears completely ordinary, dusty, empty, and silent. Whatever was making noise is nowhere to be found. So what's going on here? The sequence of sounds in both videos feels eerily timed, especially the disembodied voice and the sudden rush of footsteps.
The footsteps did seem quite creepy, to be fair. It did sound like
While
something
skeptics
charging the
might
door.
suggest that the audio could be added after the fact or chalk it up to settling noises, the tension and timing make it feel a little too precise for pure coincidence. If this is a hoax, it's been executed with care. But if not, then Kyle might be sharing a house with something that doesn't want to stay hidden.
Pretty much. Yeah, it's a bit elaborate, that one again. And the author part, for whatever reason, doesn't really fill us with confidence. He could be doing it for selling one of his books or something, I don't know, but creepy nonetheless. Let us know what you guys make of that.
Over on TikTok, a woman named Max posted a highly unsettling video to her account that showcases some legitimately bone-chilling paranormal activity unfolding in the middle of the day in her house. In the video, we watch as Max pulls out her phone camera and starts recording because she feels like something is wrong. We see her brother sleeping on the couch, completely unaware that while he rests, something absolutely horrifying is lingering very close by.
Oh, well. Creepy peekaboo up the passage there.
Although it appears very briefly, if you look down the hallway at the start of the video, you can make out what appears to be some sort of ghostly apparition standing near
to be
the door.
pointing that way.
In just a second or two, the figure disappears without a trace. In the description of the video, Max says the clip was actually recorded 6 years ago, and even now she still has no idea what could have possibly been captured on camera that day. If you look closely at the comparison frames, the vacuum cleaner in the hallway stays in the exact same position, which makes the sudden vanishing of the figure even stranger. There's no obvious movement or exit, and the change happens in an instant. Some viewers have speculated it could be a person stepping back into a room just out of view, or possibly even a clever use of video editing. However, the fact that the video is years old and only resurfaced recently makes the hoax theory a bit harder to pin down with certainty. So what do you guys think? Was this hallway truly haunted, or is there a more grounded explanation hiding just out of frame? Let me know in the comments.
Again, it seems like that it's just coming back around again now, like, but I think at the time it might have just been done for hits or whatever, but again, I could be wrong. Let us know your thoughts. It was hard to tell from the angle if there was a door behind where it was stood, so it could just sort of step back into and stuff like, but I don't know. Let us know.
In June of 2025, TikTok user Sari Tao, 86, shared a video that quickly unsettled thousands of viewers. The text overlaid on the video is cryptic and chilling, warning that people are terrified by what's captured in the footage, and that she herself can no longer stay in the house. The backstory is brief but disturbing. She had been sent by a realtor to clean the house after the latest tenants abruptly moved out. According to her, the realtor mentioned that this kept happening. Tenants breaking their leases early,
I think we might have seen this one as well, but it is quite good.
She likely didn't expect that she would soon understand.
Esta casa se ha limpiado muchísimas veces porque
It did sort of seem legit, this one, to be fair.
Ay, no mames.
Not long into the video, a door eerily swings open on its own. While this alone could be dismissed as wind or faulty hinges, the events that follow suggest something far more sinister may be unfolding.
Es porque de plano no aguantan a vivir aquí. Y ahorita les voy a enseñar lo demás para allá. Déjenme prender la luz. Entonces, el Señor dice que ya van varias familias. Entonces, el Señor dice que ya van.
As the woman moves slowly through the home, more strange sounds echo through the halls. Footsteps, taps, it's hard to say, but they appear to have no visible source, and the unease in the room only deepens. Then comes the moment that has left viewers deeply unsettled.
Se escucha el ruido por acá. No sé qué sea. Escuché mucho ruido. Yo creo que me voy a tener que... Se escucha el ruido por acá. No sé qué sea. Escuché mucho ruido.
I don't know about that, like. Another peekaboo.
La luz de ella porque se está poniendo ya. Ay, no, no.
It was at that time she decided to leave.
At around the 3:35 mark, a shadowy figure, what many are calling a shadow person, appears to be peeking out from behind a doorframe. It's subtle but unmistakable. About 20 seconds later, another door opens entirely on its own. The sheer number of unexplained occurrences within a single video is remarkable, and that's partly what makes this clip stand out. It doesn't rely on a single scare, rather it builds an eerie atmosphere layered with multiple unsettling details. As with any viral paranormal video, there are skeptics. Some have pointed out that the door movements could be rigged using fishing line or air currents. However, the appearance of the shadow figure sparked real debate. Could it be a clever use of VFX? Maybe. But others argue the lighting and shadow consistency make it feel more organic. If this were faked, it's been done with notable care and subtlety. Whether it's a hoax or not, the story behind the footage, the cycle of tenants fleeing, the chilling warning in the text, and the atmosphere captured on video adds a layer of authenticity that's hard to shake. For now, we can only hope for an update from Saritao 86. Until then, the mystery of this house continues to haunt the internet.
Yeah, it's a bit of a strange one, that. It's a bit of a... Not a shame as such, but the whole shadow figure thing sort of lets it down for me in a way. The creepy noises and doors and stuff were effect on their own. We didn't need a peekaboo, but it could have just been something hanging in the room or something. I don't know. Creepy nonetheless. I wonder if there was any follow-up, if somebody did move in and move back out again.
Elementary schools are typically seen as places of joy, learning, and growth. They shape the minds of children and provide a safe space to explore the world for the very first time. But not all schools remain warm and welcoming, especially when they've been long abandoned. Some of these places, as this next video suggests, seem to hold on to something darker. TikTok user Mike Runner posted a video in August of 2023 that shows him exploring a school building that's clearly been left to decay for years. As he moves quietly through the empty halls, a creeping sense of unease follows every step.
It would be pretty creepy going somewhere like that people have been in and wrecked, like. What the hell? What's with these dodgy drawers?
At around the 2-minute mark, Mike begins to find children's drawings lying in different places across the floor, each one seemingly forgotten where it fell. While most appear harmless at first glance, a few of them depict eerie, almost unsettling figures that don't quite feel like the product of a child's imagination. The fact that they're scattered in various rooms rather than grouped together adds to the sense of abandonment, as if the school was left behind in a hurry, frozen in a moment that should have faded long ago.
Creepy ass shit, that, like. What was that?
Then, as the exploration continues, an eerie metallic voice suddenly cuts through the silence. It's hard to tell where the sound is coming from, or what it's even supposed to be, but it has a robotic, unnatural tone that echoes hauntingly through the empty halls. Some viewers believe this could be evidence of something otherworldly communicating through the space, while others speculate that the voice may have been added during post-production, as similar effects could be created using basic audio filters and distortion tools. Still, in the moment, the sound feels so well integrated that it only deepens the unsettling mood.
Some lights as well, some lights. The fuck? What was that meant to be? Like one of them things that was spirited
And
away.
just when you think it couldn't get any creepier, at the 3-minute mark, a large, dark figure can be seen standing motionless in the corner of a room.
What the hell are
It doesn't
you, man?
move, it doesn't react, it just looms in place. It's easy to overlook at first, but once spotted, the figure becomes the most haunting element of the clip. Some say it could be a shadow or an object mistaken for a person, but others argue that its shape is too deliberate, too defined to be anything accidental. Whatever the truth may be, this video captures the eerie stillness and lingering presence that so many associate with haunted spaces, especially those that were once filled with children's laughter and are now consumed by silence.
Mental.
And that was 11 scary videos. If you enjoyed,
There you go, guys. Some good stuff there. Sir Spooks. If you wouldn't mind, as I said at the beginning, popping by his channel. The link is in the description. Show some love. And while you're at it, hit the thumbs up on this video. I'll be grateful for that. Thank you. Let us know your thoughts. Just pop them in the comments below. Or if you see us go live, come by and have a chat. In the meantime, do appreciate you all taking time out to watch. It does mean a lot. And I'll catch you in the next video. Have a good one, guys.